Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm here to share some fun stories and tips to help you improve your English.
And I'm Kim. I'll be joining the conversation to give you another perspective and keep things interesting.
Today, we're bringing you an exciting and long English conversation, so get ready to tune in.
We're going to dive into 12 different topics, hopefully giving you new expressions and fresh ways to look at life.
Who knows? Maybe you'll even discover some new insights along the way, or at least pick up some English tips.
Yep, it might get personal today, so brace yourself.
Are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready.
Let's get started.
So, apart from the hike, any other plans for the weekend?
Well, I was thinking of catching a movie on Sunday afternoon. Have you seen the latest release with Ryan Gosling?
Oh, The Gray Man? Yeah, I've heard it's quite the action-packed thriller.
That's what I've been told. I'm a big fan of the genre.
Me too. But I'm also open to something a bit lighter, maybe a comedy or a feel-good movie.
Sure, we can explore that option as well. I'm always up for a good laugh.
I'm curious, what's your go-to movie snack? I'm torn between the classic popcorn and the more decadent nachos.
The age-old dilemma. I oscillate between the two depending on my mood. For a truly immersive cinematic experience, I find nachos to be the superior choice. The crunch, the cheese, the guac. It's a culinary symphony that complements the action on the screen perfectly.
Indeed, nachos offer a visceral indulgence that popcorn can't quite match. And with the wide range of toppings available, it's a blank canvas for your taste buds to explore. Moving on to invitations, I've found that cultural norms can vary widely when it comes to accepting or declining.
Absolutely. In certain cultures, it's considered impolite to decline an invitation directly, while in others, it's expected to be more forthright. It's essential to understand the nuances of the specific context to avoid any misunderstandings.
Agreed. And when it comes to handling invitations with grace, I've always appreciated those who provide timely responses and offer alternative options if they're unable to attend.
Indeed, it demonstrates respect for both the host and the occasion. It's also important to remember that, sometimes, declining an invitation is not a reflection of one's feelings towards the inviter, but rather a matter of scheduling or personal commitments.
In the realm of work experience, I've learned the importance of highlighting transferable skills when presenting my qualifications.
Certainly, emphasizing those skills that are applicable across different roles and industries can make your resume and interview responses more compelling.
And when it comes to expressing career aspirations, I've found that being both ambitious and realistic is key. It's about articulating one's goals clearly while acknowledging the necessary steps to achieve them.
Absolutely. A balanced approach that demonstrates both drive and practicality is often well received in professional settings.
In terms of describing work experience, I've come to appreciate the value of storytelling and using specific examples to illustrate my contributions.
Absolutely. Anecdotes and tangible outcomes can make your experiences more memorable and relatable.
Networking has always been a daunting task for me, but I've discovered the importance of finding common ground and building genuine connections.
Indeed, focusing on shared interests and values can help break the ice and make networking a more meaningful experience.
With the rise of social media and the constant bombardment of information, it's more important than ever to be discerning about the sources we engage with and to critically evaluate the perspectives presented.
Absolutely. Media literacy and critical thinking are essential tools for navigating the complex societal landscape we live in.
Moreover, it's imperative that we engage in meaningful dialogue and respectful debate. By fostering an environment of open-mindedness and active listening, we can bridge divides and collectively address the pressing societal issues of our time.
Indeed, as global citizens, it's our responsibility to advocate for social justice, to challenge systemic inequalities, and to work towards a more just and equitable society.
While it's crucial to respect differing perspectives, it's equally important to articulate our own opinions with clarity and conviction. However, when engaging in disagreements, we must strive to do so with empathy and a genuine desire to understand the other's point of view.
Disagreements can be productive catalysts for growth and understanding. By approaching them with an open mind and a collaborative spirit, We can engage in constructive dialogue that deepens our own perspectives and fosters mutual respect.
When it comes to gift giving, I believe it's the thought and sentiment behind it that truly matters. A thoughtful gesture, no matter how modest, can convey deep appreciation and affection.
I couldn't agree more. Gifts should be expressions of care and connection, rather than mere material objects. The personal touch, the handwritten note, or the shared memory associated with a gift adds immeasurable value. I find that the most meaningful gifts often evoke a sense of nostalgia. They remind us of cherished moments or loved ones, which can be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. I have a small, wooden trinket my grandmother gave me when I was young. It holds no monetary value, but it's a priceless treasure to me because it carries so much emotional weight.
That's a beautiful example of the enduring significance of sentimental gifts. It's not the physical object itself, but the story it tells and the emotions it evokes that make it truly special. Say, the weather's been rather unpredictable lately, hasn't it?
Indeed. One day it's scorching hot, and the next, we're wrapped in layers, shivering away.
It's as if Mother Nature is playing a mischievous game with us. The erratic fluctuations are certainly keeping us on our toes.
I find it somewhat exhilarating. It forces us to adapt quickly and appreciate the unexpected.
That's a refreshing perspective. I must admit, I tend to bemoan the volatility, but perhaps it's an opportunity to embrace spontaneity. I suppose the unpredictability keeps us humble, too. We can never fully rely on the weather's whims.
Exactly. It's a constant reminder that we are part of a larger, ever-changing system. Embrace the chaos, and perhaps we'll find a certain tranquility within it.
Speaking of spontaneity, I'm thinking of taking a weekend trip to the mountains. The weather forecast looks promising.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I've always wanted to explore that region. I've heard it's breathtakingly beautiful.
Exactly my thoughts. I'm hoping to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, connect with nature, and maybe do some hiking.
Fantastic. I'm sure you'll have an unforgettable experience. Be sure to share some photos with me upon your return.
Speaking of emotional intelligence, I've been thinking about the importance of empathy in our interactions. It's not always easy to fully understand someone's perspective, but being able to put ourselves in their shoes is crucial for building meaningful connections.
Absolutely, Jamie. Empathy is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence. By striving to comprehend others' emotions and experiences, we cultivate a deeper level of understanding and compassion. It helps us communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts peacefully, and foster a sense of belonging.
With travel plans in mind, I'm excited to visit your hometown. I've heard so many wonderful things about it.
Oh, I'm delighted. It's a charming place with a vibrant history and culture. Let me know when you plan to visit, and I'll be happy to show you around. Speaking of travel, would you like to join us for a weekend getaway to the countryside next month? Mark and I are planning a cozy retreat at a charming cottage.
That sounds lovely, Alex. I'd be delighted to join you. Count me in. Changing gears a bit, I'm curious about your educational background. What were you passionate about studying, and how has it shaped your career path?
Well, I've always had a deep interest in literature and languages. I pursued a degree in comparative literature, which has provided me with a broad perspective on global cultures and storytelling techniques. It has immensely enriched my writing and communication skills. Fascinating. Your background in comparative literature certainly shines through in your writing. I'm always impressed by your ability to draw connections between seemingly disparate cultures and ideas.
Thank you, Alex. I've always believed that a well-rounded education fosters critical thinking and an appreciation for human diversity. It's been invaluable in my role as a global development consultant, where I work with people from all walks of life.
Speaking of your interest in commerce, you mentioned your experience with both in-store and online shopping. How do you find the two compare, particularly in terms of your negotiating skills?
It's an interesting comparison. In-store, direct interaction allows for more nuanced negotiations, but online retailers often offer greater transparency and accessibility to customer reviews. The key is understanding the nuances of each platform and adapting your approach accordingly. Shifting gears to dining etiquette, I find it fascinating how different cultures have specific vocabularies for food and beverages. Can you share some examples?
Absolutely. In French cuisine, for instance, escargot refers to snails, while foie gras is liver pâté. In Japanese, sashimi is raw fish, and tempura is fried seafood or vegetables. Understanding these terms showcases not only culinary expertise, but also cultural appreciation.
When dining out, it's not just about the food, but also about the overall experience. Proper etiquette ensures a pleasant atmosphere for everyone. Understanding the specific vocabulary for food and beverages adds an air of sophistication to your dining repertoire. Moreover, strategically ordering dishes can enhance the culinary journey, allowing you to savor each course at its optimal moment.
Venturing into the realm of art, we encounter a captivating world of diverse artistic perspectives. Embracing art-related vocabulary empowers us to articulate our aesthetic sensibilities with precision. Whether discussing the nuanced brushstrokes of an impressionist masterpiece or the bold geometric forms of cubism, these terms illuminate the intricacies of artistic techniques. Engaging in thoughtful discussions about cultural topics requires open-mindedness and an appreciation for the historical and social contexts that shape artistic expression.
Furthermore, exploring art history and theory enriches our understanding of artistic movements. Comprehending concepts such as perspective, composition, and symbolism enhances our ability to decipher the depth and significance of artworks. By engaging with art on multiple levels, we cultivate a profound appreciation for its enduring impact on human history.
Indeed, by immersing ourselves in the world of art, we not only enhance our aesthetic sensibilities, but also foster a deeper understanding of the human condition. Art has the power to transcend cultural and temporal boundaries, connecting us to diverse perspectives and shared experiences.
Engaging in meaningful conversations about current events necessitates a nuanced understanding of global affairs. Staying informed on relevant issues and developing a critical perspective allows us to engage in thoughtful exchanges, offering informed opinions and insights.
Critical thinking is paramount in navigating the complexities of modern-day news. By analyzing information from multiple sources, considering diverse viewpoints, and avoiding hasty judgments, we can form well-informed opinions and contribute to constructive discussions.
Delving deeper into current events demands an inquisitive mind. By actively seeking knowledge beyond headlines, we gain a comprehensive grasp of underlying causes, differing perspectives, and potential implications. This empowers us to participate meaningfully in discussions, contributing insights that foster informed decision-making.
Absolutely. Engaging in critical discourse cultivates active citizenship. It challenges us to question assumptions, consider alternative viewpoints, and articulate our own positions with clarity and nuance. By embracing this intellectual rigor, we contribute to a more informed and engaged society.
Venturing beyond the familiar enriches our travel experiences. By immersing ourselves in local cultures, we gain invaluable insights and create lasting memories. Describing these experiences to others becomes a powerful form of storytelling, bridging gaps and fostering a sense of shared adventure.
Agreed. Whether asking for directions from friendly locals or navigating public transportation with confidence, every interaction presents an opportunity for linguistic growth. Embracing these challenges not only enhances our travels, but also expands our communication capabilities.
Delving into news-related vocabulary expands our understanding of current events. Comprehending terms like geopolitical and macroeconomics allows us to engage in discussions with depth and precision. By employing strategies for effective discussion, we can present our views persuasively while respectfully considering alternative perspectives.
Understanding different perspectives is crucial for informed decision-making. Cultivating empathy and open-mindedness enables us to bridge divides, foster dialogue, and work towards common solutions. Through this collaborative process, we contribute to a more informed and just society.
Venturing beyond the familiar enriches our travel experiences. By immersing ourselves in local cultures, we gain invaluable insights and create lasting memories. Describing these experiences to others becomes a powerful form of storytelling, bridging gaps and fostering a sense of shared adventure.
Agreed. Whether asking for directions from friendly locals or navigating public transportation with confidence, every interaction presents an opportunity for linguistic growth. Embracing these challenges not only enhances our travels, but also expands our communication capabilities.
Delving into news-related vocabulary expands our understanding of current events. Comprehending terms like geopolitical and macroeconomics allows us to engage in discussions with depth and precision. By employing strategies for effective discussion, we can present our views persuasively while respectfully considering alternative perspectives.
Understanding different perspectives is crucial for informed decision-making. Cultivating empathy and open-mindedness enables us to bridge divides, foster dialogue, and work towards common solutions. Through this collaborative process, we contribute to a more informed and just society.
The ability to provide sincere compliments and specific feedback is a valuable skill in both personal and professional settings. When delivering compliments, it's essential to be genuine and focus on the recipient's unique qualities. Specific feedback, on the other hand, should be constructive, actionable, and delivered with a supportive tone.
Absolutely. Responding graciously to compliments and feedback demonstrates maturity and emotional intelligence. By acknowledging and appreciating the compliment, we show our gratitude and strengthen the relationship. When receiving feedback, it's important to listen attentively, reflect on its validity, and respond professionally.
Employing appropriate tone and language in communication is equally crucial. Understanding the context and audience allows us to tailor our message effectively. In formal settings, for instance, we may adopt a more professional tone and precise language, while in casual conversations, a more relaxed and conversational style is appropriate.
Indeed. The ability to switch between different tones and languages showcases our adaptability and cultural sensitivity. It helps us connect with a diverse range of people and build meaningful relationships across cultures.
Integrating sincere compliments and constructive feedback into our communication not only strengthens interpersonal relationships, but also fosters professional growth. When delivering compliments, being specific and genuine ensures they are received as authentic and meaningful, while constructive feedback should be presented with a supportive tone and actionable steps to facilitate improvement.
Building on that, responding graciously to both compliments and feedback demonstrates emotional maturity and open-mindedness. Acknowledging and expressing appreciation for compliments reinforces the positive connection, while embracing feedback with a reflective and professional stance allows us to grow and develop both personally and professionally. Shifting gears, the ability to adapt our tone and language to the context and audience is crucial for effective communication. Formal settings call for a professional tone and precise language to convey a sense of authority and respect, while informal conversations allow for a more relaxed and conversational style to foster a sense of connection.
Absolutely. This adaptability showcases our cultural sensitivity and enables us to connect with diverse individuals. By tailoring our communication style, we can effectively convey our message, bridge cultural gaps, and build meaningful relationships across different contexts. Regarding scheduling, it's paramount to be mindful of time zones and cultural differences to avoid miscommunication. For instance, in some cultures, punctuality is highly valued, while in others, it's more flexible. Adapting to these norms ensures we respect others' perspectives and expectations.
Indeed. Effective planning also involves considering potential delays or unforeseen circumstances that may disrupt the schedule. Having contingency plans in place allows us to adjust promptly and minimize disruptions. Furthermore, clear communication with those involved ensures everyone is on the same page and aware of the revised arrangements.
Shifting the focus to travel, proficient navigation is indispensable. Familiarizing ourselves with maps, GPS systems, and local landmarks empowers us to explore confidently. Additionally, engaging with locals for directions or recommendations can provide invaluable insights into hidden gems and authentic cultural experiences.
Absolutely. Immersing ourselves in the language and customs of our destinations unlocks a richer understanding of the local culture. From inquiring about popular attractions to seeking advice on etiquette, asking locals for assistance not only facilitates navigation, but also fosters meaningful connections.
Transitions can be delicate, but they are an essential aspect of communication. Phrases like "on a different note" or "speaking of which" serve as smooth bridges between topics. Sensitivity to context and audience is crucial to ensure a natural and engaging flow.
Indeed, adaptability is paramount when navigating challenging conversations. Expressing condolences appropriately requires empathy, respect, and an understanding of cultural norms. Phrases such as "my deepest sympathies" or "I'm here for you if you need anything" convey genuine support while honoring the individual's experience of grief.
When offering support, sincerity and authenticity are paramount. Empathetic listening and validation of emotions create a safe space for individuals to express their feelings. Phrases like "I can only imagine how you must be feeling" or "your pain is understandable" acknowledge their experience and demonstrate our willingness to understand.
Absolutely. Empathy allows us to step into the shoes of others and comprehend their perspectives. By employing phrases such as "I'm sorry for your loss" or "I know words can't fully express your pain," we express our understanding and provide emotional support in a way that resonates deeply.
Engaging in discussions about hobbies and shared experiences is an excellent way to build rapport and connect with others. Describing our hobbies with enthusiasm and providing specific details can pique interest and encourage others to share their own passions. Phrases like "I've always been fascinated by" or "one of my favorite activities is" spark curiosity and create a platform for lively exchanges.
Indeed. Sharing our experiences not only fosters a sense of camaraderie, but also provides valuable insights into each other's lives. By recounting memorable moments or describing recent adventures, we create shared memories and deepen our connections. Phrases like "I had an incredible time" or "I recently discovered a hidden gem" invite others to participate in our stories and contribute their own.
Discovering common interests is an excellent foundation for future conversations. By actively listening to others' descriptions of their hobbies and experiences, we can identify potential points of connection and build upon them. Phrases like "that sounds fascinating" or "I'm intrigued by your interest in" demonstrate our genuine curiosity and desire to explore shared passions.
True. Finding common interests not only provides a basis for engaging discussions, but also establishes a sense of belonging and mutual understanding. By exploring areas where our interests intersect, we can forge stronger connections and create memorable experiences together. Phrases like "we should definitely explore that topic further" or "I'd love to hear more about your experiences with" invite continued dialogue and foster deeper engagement.
Exploring technology-related vocabulary and strategies for effectively discussing technical topics can be incredibly beneficial. Understanding tech jargon not only enhances our ability to communicate within the industry, but also empowers us to stay informed and make sense of the rapidly evolving technological landscape. Phrases like "can you elaborate on the underlying algorithm?" or "I'm not familiar with that particular terminology" demonstrate our willingness to clarify concepts and delve deeper into the intricacies of the subject matter.
Absolutely. Mastering technology-related vocabulary and discussion strategies is essential for navigating the complexities of our increasingly tech-driven world. By expanding our knowledge of industry-specific terms and techniques, we can participate in meaningful conversations, contribute effectively to projects, and stay abreast of the latest advancements. Phrases like "let's unpack the implications of this new software update" or "I appreciate your insights into the potential applications of AI" reflect our eagerness to engage in thoughtful and forward-looking discussions.
From geopolitical shifts to social movements, discussing current events is a crucial aspect of staying informed and engaged citizens. By actively engaging in conversations about the latest headlines and global developments, we can foster our understanding of the world around us and develop well-rounded perspectives. Phrases like "it's concerning to see tensions escalating in that region" or "I find the recent developments in climate policy particularly encouraging" convey our nuanced opinions and demonstrate our ability to connect personal views with broader societal issues.
Indeed. Discussing current events necessitates a deep curiosity about the world and a willingness to explore diverse viewpoints. Through engaging in informed conversations, we not only deepen our knowledge and awareness, but also cultivate our critical thinking skills. Phrases like, "It's essential to consider the long-term implications of these policies," or, "I believe that a balanced approach is necessary," reflect our ability to analyze complex issues and articulate our perspectives with clarity and nuance.
Switching gears to a different topic, discussing personal experiences and anecdotes can be an invaluable way to build connections and relate to others. By sharing our stories, triumphs, and vulnerabilities, we forge deeper bonds and create a sense of community. Phrases like, "I'll never forget the time or "I've been through a similar experience myself," demonstrate our willingness to open up and connect on a human level.
Absolutely. Exchanging personal experiences fosters empathy, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Through sharing our narratives, we create a tapestry of human experiences that enriches our perspectives and expands our emotional intelligence. Phrases like, "Your story really resonated with me," or "I can relate to your feelings on a deep level," reflect our ability to listen actively, empathize with others, and engage in meaningful conversations that transcend superficialities.
One interesting aspect of sharing personal experiences is the cathartic effect it can have. Sometimes, simply expressing our thoughts and feelings to someone else can provide a sense of release and closure. It validates our emotions and allows us to move forward with a lighter heart. Phrases like, "It's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders," or "Talking about it has helped me process my emotions," capture the therapeutic nature of sharing our stories.
True. Vulnerability can be empowering. When we open up to others, we not only build connections, but also gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. It takes courage to share our vulnerabilities, but the rewards are immeasurable. Phrases like, "I'm not afraid to show my true colors," or "My scars are part of my journey," convey a sense of self-acceptance and resilience.
Let's shift gears to a culinary adventure. Food and cuisine offer a fascinating lens through which to explore different cultures, histories, and traditions. From savoring the spicy flavors of Thai street food to indulging in the delicate artistry of Japanese sushi, each dish holds a story waiting to be told. Phrases like, "The aroma of biryani takes me back to my childhood," or "The taste of this bouillabaisse evokes memories of seaside sunsets," capture the evocative power of food.
Indeed. Cuisine is an integral part of our social fabric. It brings people together, fosters a sense of community, and celebrates life's milestones. From the festive extravagance of a traditional wedding banquet to the simple joy of sharing a home-cooked meal with loved ones, food has the ability to create lasting memories. Phrases like "breaking bread together" or "cooking with heart" reflect the communal and emotional significance of food in our lives.
Delving deeper into the culinary realm, it's fascinating to note how food can evoke potent emotional responses. A particular dish might transport us back to a nostalgic moment, or a certain flavor might spark a profound sense of longing. Phrases like, "The taste of this dish reminds me of my grandmother's cooking," or "This dessert evokes memories of childhood summers," capture the evocative power of food to connect us to our past and elicit deep emotions.
Absolutely. Cuisine has a remarkable ability to transcend mere sustenance and become a conduit for cultural exchange and understanding. When we explore the culinary traditions of different countries, we not only expand our palates, but also gain insights into their history, values, and beliefs. Phrases like, "Food is a window into a culture," or "Cuisine tells the story of a people," underscore the profound connection between food and cultural identity.
Shifting gears to the realm of interpersonal communication, it's essential to understand conflict resolution techniques. Phrases like, "Active listening fosters understanding," or "Empathy bridges divides," highlight the importance of listening attentively and understanding the perspectives of others. Similarly, strategies for effective communication include assertiveness conveys confidence, and nonverbal cues speak volumes. These techniques empower us to navigate interpersonal challenges with grace and understanding.
Indeed. Communication is the bedrock of healthy relationships. Being able to share experiences, express feelings openly, and discuss relationship issues is crucial for fostering intimacy and connection. Phrases like vulnerability strengthens bonds or open communication prevents misunderstandings capture the transformative power of sharing our inner selves with others. Understanding cultural perspectives on relationships also enriches our understanding, as different cultures have unique approaches to love, marriage, and family dynamics.
Absolutely. Sharing experiences is vital for fostering a sense of connectedness. It creates shared memories and provides a window into each other's worlds. Similarly, expressing feelings openly allows for vulnerability and authenticity, which deepens relationships.
Understanding cultural perspectives on relationships is crucial too. It helps us appreciate the diversity of human experiences and broadens our understanding of love, marriage, and family structures. For instance, in some cultures, extended families are highly valued, while in others, independence is more emphasized.
Shifting gears to the realm of shopping, both in-store and online channels offer unique advantages. In-store shopping provides the immediate gratification of seeing and touching products, while online shopping offers convenience and a wider selection.
Negotiating prices is an art form in both contexts. Whether it's haggling at a local market or seeking discounts online, the ability to effectively negotiate can lead to significant savings. Discussing product features is also essential, as it helps us make informed decisions about which products best meet our needs.
While in-store shopping offers the allure of immediate gratification, online platforms have their own unique advantages. The convenience of shopping from the comfort of our homes, combined with the vast selection available, makes it an attractive option for many. It's fascinating to observe how the dynamics of negotiation vary between these two contexts.
Indeed. The ability to haggle and negotiate prices in both physical and virtual marketplaces requires a certain level of finesse. Understanding the nuances of each environment is key. In local markets, the art of haggling often involves a blend of personal charm and persuasive tactics. Online, however, discounts and promotions are more structured, requiring a keen eye for identifying the best deals.
In the realm of responsibilities and commitments, it's imperative to prioritize tasks and set realistic expectations. Managing our obligations effectively requires a delicate balance between accountability and flexibility. Sometimes, unexpected circumstances arise, and we may need to adjust our plans accordingly.
Absolutely. Upholding commitments while remaining adaptable is essential. Life's unpredictable nature demands that we embrace a nuanced approach to fulfilling our obligations. However, it's equally important to avoid overcommitting, as spreading ourselves too thin can lead to compromised quality and missed deadlines.
Managing expectations is a crucial component of fulfilling obligations. Setting realistic goals and communicating them effectively can prevent misunderstandings and disappointment. It's also important to be aware of our own limitations and to seek support when necessary.
Certainly. Transparency and open communication are key. By clearly outlining what we can and cannot deliver, we foster trust and avoid setting ourselves up for failure. Additionally, proactively addressing potential obstacles can help us stay ahead of challenges and maintain accountability.
Transitioning to the topic of environmental challenges, I believe it's imperative that we recognize the urgent need to address climate change and its far-reaching consequences. By adopting eco-friendly practices, such as reducing our carbon footprint and transitioning to sustainable sources of energy, we can collectively make a meaningful difference.
I wholeheartedly agree. Encouraging responsible consumption and advocating for conservation initiatives are equally essential. By raising awareness, we empower individuals to make informed choices that promote environmental preservation. Moreover, supporting organizations dedicated to protecting our planet ensures that our actions have a tangible impact.
With regards to our health, adopting a holistic approach encompasses both physical well-being and mental well-being. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep are paramount for maintaining a healthy body. Alongside physical health, taking care of our mental well-being is equally crucial. Engaging in activities that bring us joy, practicing mindfulness, and fostering meaningful relationships contribute to overall emotional resilience.
Absolutely. Being mindful of our mental health helps us cope with stress, navigate challenges, and live fulfilling lives. Seeking professional assistance when needed should not be stigmatized. It's a courageous step towards prioritizing our well-being. Additionally, staying informed about mental health issues through reliable sources can increase understanding and empathy within our communities.
By the way, I'm headed to the library downtown later. Would you be able to give me directions?
Sure, I can help with that. Turn left at the next intersection, and then take the second right onto Main Street. The library is on your left, just past the park.
Thanks for the detailed directions. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And if you need any help getting back, just let me know. I'll be happy to assist you.
That's very kind of you, Alex. I'll keep that in mind.
Of course. I understand that getting lost in a new place can be frustrating, especially if you're in a hurry.
Yes, I'm always trying to make the most of my time when I'm traveling.
That's a commendable approach. By planning ahead and seeking assistance when needed, you can avoid unnecessary delays and maximize your experiences.
Absolutely. I've learned that relying on others for help can often lead to unexpected connections and enrich my travels.
Indeed. The ability to form genuine connections while navigating unfamiliar territories is a testament to the power of open-mindedness and human kindness.
While we're on the topic of trust, it's important to remember the weight of making promises. It's not just about fulfilling an obligation, but also about preserving the trust that others have placed in us.
Absolutely. When we make promises, we are essentially creating expectations that can have profound consequences. It's crucial to be mindful of our commitments and to communicate any potential obstacles that may hinder our ability to keep them.
It's also worth noting that broken promises can be detrimental to relationships and even undermine our own integrity. Rebuilding trust after a broken promise requires honesty, transparency, and a sincere effort to repair the damage that has been done.
Indeed. Trust is a delicate balance that can easily be disrupted by unfulfilled promises. However, by understanding the importance of trust and handling broken promises responsibly, we can maintain strong and meaningful connections with others. While we're on the topic of trust, it's worth reflecting on the broader social implications of broken promises. Unfulfilled commitments can contribute to a climate of mistrust and erode the very foundations of our society.
Unquestionably, when trust is compromised within communities, it can lead to a breakdown in cooperation and a decline in social cohesion. It's like a domino effect, with one broken promise cascading into a cycle of distrust that diminishes the collective well-being.
Conversely, societies that foster an atmosphere of trustworthiness experience greater stability and prosperity. Trust lubricates the wheels of social interaction, enabling us to engage in mutually beneficial relationships and undertake ambitious endeavors collectively. It's not just about social stability, Jamie. Trust also plays a pivotal role in economic prosperity. When trust is high, individuals are more likely to invest and innovate, knowing that their efforts will bear fruit. Conversely, in societies plagued by broken promises and mistrust, economic activity can wither as fear and uncertainty stifle progress.
Indeed, trust is the cornerstone of healthy social and economic ecosystems. It's the glue that binds communities together and the catalyst that drives collective progress. Without it, we are left with a fragmented and dysfunctional society. Alex, your insights on the significance of trust in our society are profound. It's not just an abstract concept. It's a tangible force that shapes every aspect of our collective existence.
Absolutely, Jamie. Trust is not something to be merely aspired to. It's an undeniable necessity for any society that harbors aspirations of progress and well-being. Without it, we may as well resign ourselves to a state of perpetual stagnation.
Alex, I've noticed that you're incredibly adept at asking for help and favors from others. Do you have any insights into the art of making such requests effectively?
Cultivating the ability to request assistance gracefully is a skill that requires a delicate balance of humility, assertiveness, and empathy. It's essential to convey both a sense of confidence in your own abilities and a willingness to acknowledge when you've reached the limits of your capacity. Moreover, it's crucial to be mindful of the recipient's perspective and to ensure that your request aligns with their priorities and interests. By demonstrating a genuine appreciation for their time and effort, you increase the likelihood of receiving a positive response. By the way, what are you watching these days on TV or streaming?
I've been binge-watching this new show on Netflix called Stranger Things. It's a sci-fi thriller and it's really gripping.
Oh, I've heard of that. I love sci-fi. I'll have to check it out.
Do you have any recommendations? I'm always looking for something new to watch.
I recently finished The Crown on Netflix. It's a historical drama about Queen Elizabeth II. It's really well made and the acting is superb.
That sounds interesting. I'll add it to my list. Thanks.
You're welcome. What kind of shows do you usually prefer?
I like a mix of genres. I enjoy comedies, dramas, and action shows. I also like documentaries and reality TV sometimes.
Me too. It's nice to have a variety of options to choose from. I agree. It's fun to discover new shows and share recommendations with friends.
Definitely. It's like we have our own mini club where we can discuss our favorite shows and movies.
Exactly. And it's always exciting when someone introduces me to something I wouldn't have found on my own.
Me too. It's like expanding my entertainment horizons.
How do you usually express your emotions to others?
I try to be open and honest about how I'm feeling. I find it's easier to connect with people when I'm not bottling things up.
That's great. I agree it's important to feel comfortable sharing our feelings.
Definitely. And it's okay if we don't always have the words. Sometimes just being able to vent or cry can be cathartic.
So true. And it's so important to have someone who listens without judgment. Speaking of emotions, do you think it's easier to express positive or negative emotions?
Interesting question. I think both have their challenges. Positive emotions can sometimes feel overwhelming and hard to articulate, while negative emotions can be scary or embarrassing to share.
I can relate to that. I often find myself downplaying positive emotions because I don't want to seem like I'm bragging.
And I often hold back on sharing negative emotions because I don't want to burden others or come across as whiny.
It's like we're walking a tightrope, trying to find the right balance between sharing our feelings and respecting boundaries.
Exactly. But I think it's worth it. Emotional expression is so important for building genuine connections and feeling understood.
I agree wholeheartedly. When we express our emotions authentically, we create a space for others to do the same. It's like a ripple effect, spreading understanding and empathy.
That's a beautiful way of putting it. And it's so true. When we open up, it gives others permission to do the same. It's like we're saying, it's okay to be who you are and I'll be here to listen.
That's such an important point. We all need to feel heard and understood, and sharing our emotions is a crucial part of that.
Absolutely. And not just the big, dramatic emotions, but the everyday ones too. The joys, the frustrations, the little moments that make up our lives. They all deserve to be expressed and shared.
Asterisk conversational openers. Asterisk the conversation started with a question about emotional expression, which served as a natural opener. Other examples of good conversational openers include asking about the other person's day, commenting on the weather, or sharing a recent experience. Asterisk polite interruptions. Asterisk when the girl interrupted the boy, she used polite phrases like, "I can relate to that," and "exactly." This shows that she was engaged in the conversation and wanted to add her own perspective, while still respecting the boy's turn to speak. Asterisk appropriate small talk topics. Asterisk the conversation stayed on the topic of emotional expression throughout, which is an appropriate topic for small talk. Other appropriate small talk topics include hobbies, interests, current events, or recent experiences. I love that you mentioned the little moments. They're often the ones that make the biggest difference in our lives.
I agree. It's the everyday interactions, the small acts of kindness, that truly shape who we are.
And sharing those moments with others can create such a strong bond. It's like we're building a tapestry of our lives together.
That's a beautiful analogy. It's a reminder that we're all connected, and that our stories are intertwined.
Absolutely. And when we open up about our experiences, we're not just sharing information. We're giving a part of ourselves to the world.
That's a powerful thought. Sharing our emotions makes us vulnerable, but it also makes us stronger.
So true. It's like we're saying, this is who I am, flaws and all. and I'm okay with that. Asterisk conversational openers. Asterisk the conversation smoothly transitioned from discussing emotional expression to the importance of sharing everyday moments. This shows that the speakers are comfortable with each other and can engage in a natural conversation. Asterisk polite interruptions. Asterisk the girl politely interrupted the boy to add her own perspective, using phrases like, "I love that you mentioned," and "That's a beautiful analogy." This shows that she was actively listening and engaged in the conversation. Asterisk appropriate small talk topics. Asterisk the conversation continued to focus on the topic of sharing experiences and building connections, which is an appropriate topic for small talk. I was thinking about the news I saw earlier today. It's hard to believe what's happening in the world.
I know, it's really upsetting. Sometimes it feels like there's so much suffering and injustice.
But it's important to stay informed, even if it's difficult. We need to be aware of what's going on so we can make a difference.
I agree. And it's not just about the big stories. The local news is just as important.
Yes, there are so many issues that affect our communities directly. We need to be engaged and involved.
I'm glad you brought this up. It's important to have these conversations and share our perspectives.
Asterisk conversational openers. Asterisk the girl started the conversation by discussing a news story, which is a common way to engage in small talk. Asterisk polite interruptions. Asterisk the boy politely interrupted the girl to agree with her and add his own thoughts. Asterisk appropriate small talk topics. Asterisk the conversation stayed on the topic of current events and local news, which are appropriate topics for small talk. I was thinking about the news I saw earlier today. It's hard to believe what's happening in the world.
I know, it's really upsetting. Sometimes it feels like there's so much suffering and injustice.
But it's important to stay informed, even if it's difficult. We need to be aware of what's going on so we can make a difference.
I agree. And it's not just about the big stories. The local news is just as important.
Yes, there are so many issues that affect our communities directly. We need to be engaged and involved.
I'm glad you brought this up. It's important to have these conversations and share our perspectives.
I think so too. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives, but it's important to remember that there's a bigger world out there.
Absolutely. And it's our responsibility to try to make it a better place.
Even small acts of kindness can make a difference.
That's true. Every little bit helps.
I just realized I haven't scheduled an appointment for the car yet.
Oh no, don't worry. It's not too late. We can do it online or call the mechanic.
I think I'll call. I'm not sure if they have online scheduling.
All right, let me grab my phone. Do you need me to hold the phone so you can check the business hours?
That would be great, thanks.
So, how's your day going other than the car appointment?
It's been okay so far. I finished a big project at work, so that feels good.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thanks. I'm just enjoying the rest of the day now. What did you end up doing today?
I had a pretty chill day. I went for a run, did some grocery shopping, and hung out with my dog.
Sounds like a perfect day. I wish I could relax like that.
You should make some time for yourself soon. You deserve it. By the way, have you seen the weather forecast for the weekend?
No, I haven't yet. Why?
It's supposed to be really nice. I'm thinking about going for a hike on Saturday.
That sounds great. The weather has been so unpredictable lately. It was freezing yesterday, but today it's beautiful.
I know, right? I can't wait for the warm weather to stay. I'm so tired of being cold.
Me too. I'm ready for some sunshine and warmer temperatures.
I know what you mean. I'm hoping the weekend weather holds up. It would be the perfect opportunity to get out of the house and enjoy the fresh air.
Absolutely. I've been feeling cooped up lately with all this rain. Some sunshine would be a welcome change.
I bet. Well, let me know if you're interested in joining me for that hike on Saturday. I'm always up for some company.
I'll definitely let you know. It sounds like a great way to spend the day.
Speaking of work, I had an interesting negotiation session this morning.
Oh yeah? How did it go?
It was a bit of a roller coaster ride. I started out strong, but then the other side came back with some really aggressive demands.
That can be tough. Did you manage to reach an agreement?
In the end, yes. We had to compromise on a few points, but I think we both got a fair deal.
That's great. It's always good to find a solution that works for both parties.
I'm glad we found a solution. It's always important to be fair and ethical in negotiations.
Absolutely. It's not just about getting the best deal for yourself, but also about finding a solution that respects the other party's interests.
Exactly. And sometimes that means compromising.
Right. It's not always easy, but it's usually worth it in the long run.
True. It can also build trust and establish a positive relationship between the parties.
That's a great point. When people feel respected and treated fairly, they're more likely to work with you again in the future.
By the way, the weather's been pretty crazy lately. Huh?
I know, right? It's been so hot and humid. I've been sweating like crazy.
Yeah, me too. I'm so glad we have air conditioning at work.
Me too. I don't know how I would survive without it.
I'm just worried about our energy bills. It must be costing a fortune to keep the building cool.
True, but it's worth it to be comfortable. I'd rather pay a little extra than swelter in the heat.
I agree. It's just nice to have a cool place to go when it's so hot outside. I know, right? It's been so hot and humid. I've been sweating like crazy.
Me too. I'm so glad we have air conditioning at work.
Yeah, me too. I don't know how I would survive without it.
I'm just worried about our energy bills. It must be costing a fortune to keep the building cool.
True, but it's worth it to be comfortable. I'd rather pay a little extra than swelter in the heat.
I agree. It's just nice to have a cool place to go when it's so hot outside.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a walk in the park later. It's supposed to be a little cooler in the shade.
That sounds like a good idea. I might join you.
Okay. I'll text you when I'm leaving. Hey, I have to run, but I'll text you later.
Okay, see you then.
Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Meet me at the park entrance.
Okay, on my way. So, what do you think of the new bus route?
It's actually really convenient. It's much faster than the old route.
Yeah, but it's always so crowded.
True, but I guess that's the price of convenience.
I know, right? But sometimes it feels like people don't have any manners on public transport.
Yeah, I agree. People should be more respectful of each other's space.
Totally. And they should definitely turn their music down.
True, that can be annoying.
But overall, I think it's a good route. It's just important to be aware of your surroundings and be respectful of others.
Definitely. And it's always nice to have a conversation with a fellow commuter.
I agree. It makes the time go by faster. So, what do you think of the new park renovations?
I think they're great. The new playground equipment is really fun for kids, and I love the new walking paths.
Me too. The paths are so much wider and smoother than the old ones.
Yeah, it's much easier to get around now, and the new landscaping is beautiful.
I agree. The flowers are so colorful and the trees are so lush.
It's definitely a nice place to relax and take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city.
Yeah, it's a great place to escape.
I know, right? I'm so glad they decided to renovate the park.
Me too. It's a great asset to the community.
Speaking of taking a break, how about we grab a bite to eat? I'm getting a bit hungry.
Sure, I could go for some food. What are you in the mood for?
I'm not too sure. What kind of food do you like?
I like all kinds of food. Italian, Mexican, Thai, Japanese. I can't decide.
Well, there's a great Italian restaurant just down the street. Have you ever been there?
No, but I've heard good things about it. Let's give it a try.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let's head over there. A crowded grocery store.
I'm looking for some tomatoes. Do you know where I can find them?
Sure, they're in the produce section. It's over on the right-hand side of the store.
Thanks. I'll go check it out.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything else.
I will. Thanks again.
I'm so glad we decided to come to this restaurant. The food is amazing.
I know, right? I love the pasta dishes.
Me too. The sauce is so flavorful.
And the bread is so fresh.
Yeah, it's the perfect accompaniment to the pasta.
I'm definitely going to have to come back here again.
Me too. This is definitely one of my new favorite restaurants.
So, what do you do for work?
I'm a software engineer. I work for a tech company in the city.
That sounds interesting. I'm a teacher. I teach English at a high school.
That's great. I bet you're a great teacher.
Thanks. I enjoy it. It's really rewarding to see my students learn and grow.
I can imagine. I think it's important to have good teachers in the world.
I agree. Teachers can make a big difference in a child's life.
Definitely. I'm glad I had good teachers when I was growing up.
Me too. I think we're both lucky to have found careers that we're passionate about.
I agree. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Me neither. So, what are your hobbies outside of work?
I love to play soccer. I also enjoy hiking and camping.
Those are great hobbies. I'm more of a homebody. I like to read, watch movies, and cook.
Cooking? That's great. What's your favorite dish to make?
I love to make pasta dishes. I also enjoy baking.
That sounds delicious. I'm not much of a cook myself. I usually just order takeout.
Well, maybe I can teach you a few things sometime.
I'd love that. Thanks.
No problem. I'm always happy to share my culinary skills.
I'm sure you're a great cook.
Thanks. I try my best.
So, what do you do for work?
I'm an accountant. I work for a small firm in the city.
That's great. I'm a software engineer. I work for a tech company in Silicon Valley.
Wow, that sounds really interesting.
Can be. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it.
I bet. I like my job too. It's not always the most exciting, but it's stable and I'm good at it.
That's important. It's nice to have a job that you enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also working on my MBA part-time.
That's impressive. What do you want to do with your MBA?
I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping it will open up some new career opportunities for me.
I'm sure it will. You seem like a very driven person.
Thanks. I try to be.
Do you like to travel?
Yes, I love to travel. I've been to over 20 countries.
Wow, that's amazing. Where's your favorite place you've been?
It's hard to choose, but I think I'd have to say Italy. The food, the culture, the history, it's all incredible.
I've always wanted to go to Italy. Maybe we could go together sometime.
I'd love that.
What's the most interesting place you've ever been?
I went to this tiny island in the Caribbean a few years ago. It was so beautiful and secluded. I felt like I was in paradise.
That sounds amazing. I'm definitely adding it to my travel list. Looks at his watch. Wow, it's getting late. I should probably head home.
Me too. It was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too. I hope we can do it again sometime.
I'd like that.
I really liked your dress today.
Thanks. I just got it.
It looks great on you. The color is really flattering.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it.
You look really beautiful.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
I'm just being honest.
I appreciate it.
So, what are you up to this weekend?
Not much. I'm just going to relax and catch up on some reading.
That sounds nice. I could use a relaxing weekend myself.
Me too.
Well, I should probably get going. It was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too.
I'll see you later.
Okay, see you.
So, what kind of books do you like to read?
I like to read a lot of different genres, but I especially enjoy historical fiction and fantasy.
I'm more of a science fiction guy myself.
Oh, that's cool. I've never really been into science fiction, but I'm always willing to give new things a try.
Maybe I can recommend a few books for you to start with.
That would be great.
So, what are you doing after this?
I'm not sure yet. I might just go home and watch a movie.
Well, if you're looking for something to do, I know a great little cafe around the corner.
That sounds nice. I could go for some coffee.
Great. Let's go. So, what kind of questions do you like to ask?
I like to ask questions that make people think. I want to know what they're passionate about, what their dreams are, what their fears are.
I like that. I think it's important to get to know people on a deeper level.
Me too. I think it's the only way to truly connect with someone.
I agree. So, what kind of questions do you like to ask people?
I like to ask open-ended questions that give people the opportunity to really share their thoughts and feelings. I want to know what makes them tick, what their passions are, and what their dreams are.
That's a great approach. I think it's important to get to know people on a deeper level, beyond just surface-level conversations.
Absolutely. When you ask meaningful questions, it shows that you're genuinely interested in the other person and that you value their perspective.
I agree, and it can lead to some really fascinating conversations. I find that when I ask people questions about their lives, I often learn something new and unexpected.
Me too. It's a great way to broaden your horizons and gain a better understanding of the world around you.
I couldn't agree more. And it's not just about asking questions. It's also about listening attentively to the answers and being open to different viewpoints.
That's true. Active listening is just as important as asking good questions. It shows that you're genuinely interested in what the other person has to say and that you respect their opinion.
Absolutely. And when you listen attentively, you're more likely to build rapport and create a deeper connection with the other person. So, what kind of questions do you like to ask people?
I like to ask open-ended questions that give people the opportunity to really share their thoughts and feelings. I want to know what makes them tick, what their passions are, and what their dreams are.
That's a great approach. I think it's important to get to know people on a deeper level, beyond just surface-level conversations.
Absolutely. When you ask meaningful questions, it shows that you're genuinely interested in the other person and that you value their perspective.
I agree, and it can lead to some really fascinating conversations. I find that when I ask people questions about their lives, I often learn something new and unexpected.
Me too. It's a great way to broaden your horizons and gain a better understanding of the world around you.
I couldn't agree more. And it's not just about asking questions. It's also about listening attentively to the answers and being open to different viewpoints.
That's true. Active listening is just as important as asking good questions. It shows that you're genuinely interested in what the other person has to say and that you respect their opinion.
Absolutely. And when you listen attentively, you're more likely to build rapport and create a deeper connection with the other person.
I'm glad you brought that up. Building rapport is essential for having meaningful conversations. It's all about establishing a sense of trust and mutual understanding.
That's right. And one of the best ways to build rapport is to find common ground. When you discover shared interests or experiences, it creates a natural connection between you and the other person.
I absolutely agree. Finding common ground helps break down barriers and makes it easier to relate to each other on a personal level. It's like a bridge that connects two different worlds. So, what do you think about the ethical implications of artificial intelligence, AI?
It's a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. On the one hand, AI has the potential to revolutionize various industries and improve our lives in countless ways.
True, but on the other hand, there are concerns about job displacement, privacy violations, and even the potential for autonomous weapons systems.
Exactly. We need to proceed with caution and consider the ethical implications carefully before deploying AI on a large scale.
I agree. It's essential to weigh the potential benefits against the risks and ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. One approach is to develop ethical guidelines and regulations that govern the development and use of AI, ensuring it aligns with our values and societal norms.
That's a great idea. We need to strike a balance between innovation and ethical considerations to harness the power of AI for good.
Another ethical consideration is data privacy and ownership. AI relies on massive amounts of data for training and decision-making, raising concerns about how this data is collected, stored, and used.
Yes, it's crucial to ensure transparency and accountability in data management. Individuals should have control over their personal data and be informed about how it's being utilized by AI algorithms.
I couldn't agree more. It's a complex and evolving field, but by engaging in thoughtful and informed discussions like this, we can shape the ethical development and use of AI for the betterment of society.
Now, let's shift gears and discuss effective scheduling. Sure, scheduling can be tricky, but with a few simple strategies, it can be a breeze.
I wholeheartedly agree. One key is to establish clear meeting times and stick to them as much as possible. It's also helpful to use a shared calendar or scheduling tool to avoid conflicts.
Absolutely. And when it comes to social events, it's essential to consider the availability of all attendees and provide ample notice to allow everyone to make arrangements.
That's spot on. By being organized, communicative, and respectful of everyone's time, We can create efficient and harmonious schedules that work for all involved. Speaking of efficiency, have you tried using a task management app? They can be incredibly helpful in staying on top of tasks and deadlines.
I couldn't agree more. I find them especially useful for prioritizing tasks and tracking my progress. It's like having a virtual assistant at my fingertips.
They definitely make it easier to manage a busy schedule and achieve a healthy work-life balance.
Absolutely. And with the ability to set reminders and notifications, I can stay organized and avoid missing important appointments or deadlines.
That's fantastic. I highly recommend them to anyone looking to boost their productivity and stay on track.
Same here. They're a game changer for effective time management and reducing stress.
I'm glad we stumbled upon this topic. I've always found scheduling to be a bit daunting, but these strategies and tools have made a world of difference.
Me too. It's amazing how a few simple steps can transform our approach to time management.
Now let's wrap up with a quick tip. Always remember to allow some buffer time in your schedule for unexpected events or delays. It can save you a lot of headaches in the long run.
That's a great point. A little bit of extra time can make all the difference in ensuring a smooth and stress-free day.
Absolutely. With these strategies in mind, we can conquer the art of effective scheduling and make the most of our time. Speaking of emotions, how do you usually deal with feeling overwhelmed or stressed?
I try to practice mindfulness and deep breathing exercises. It helps me calm down and regain focus.
That's a great strategy. I find that talking to someone I trust or writing down my thoughts and feelings can also be therapeutic.
I agree. Sometimes, simply expressing our emotions can make a big difference.
And what about those moments when we feel really happy or excited? How do you savor those emotions?
I tend to share my joy with others or engage in activities that bring me a sense of fulfillment, like going for a hike in nature or spending time with loved ones.
That's beautiful. It's important to not only acknowledge our negative emotions, but also to fully embrace the positive ones.
Absolutely. Emotional balance is key to a healthy and fulfilling life.
Well said. Expressing and experiencing our emotions authentically is a powerful tool for personal growth and well-being. Emotions can be both complex and rewarding. Do you think it's easier to express certain emotions than others?
Definitely. I find it easier to express positive emotions like joy or gratitude, perhaps because they come more naturally to me. Negative emotions like anger or sadness can be harder to articulate.
I agree. Society often encourages us to suppress negative emotions, which can make it challenging to process and express them healthily.
That's true. It's important to create a safe space where we feel comfortable expressing all of our emotions, regardless of their nature. Speaking of communication, do you find it easier to interact with others on public transportation?
I think it depends on the situation. Sometimes it's nice to engage in casual conversation, especially if the journey is long. But there are times when I prefer to keep to myself and enjoy the peace and quiet.
I feel the same way. It's all about reading the social cues and respecting other people's boundaries.
Speaking of reading social cues, I've always been curious about your perspective on eye contact. Some people say it's a sign of confidence, while others believe it can be perceived as being rude or confrontational.
That's an interesting question. I think it varies across cultures and situations. In some contexts, maintaining eye contact can convey sincerity and engagement, while in others, it may be seen as disrespectful or inappropriate. It's important to be mindful of social norms and adjust our behavior accordingly.
I agree. It's fascinating how cultural differences can influence even something as subtle as eye contact.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that effective communication is not just about words, but also about understanding the nuances of context and perspective.
That's a great point. Speaking of communication, I've also been thinking about advice-giving etiquette. How do you strike the right balance between offering support and respecting someone's boundaries?
I think it's crucial to approach advice-giving with empathy and sensitivity. First, listen attentively to the person's perspective and try to understand their needs and feelings. Then, offer your thoughts in a gentle and non-judgmental way. Remember, the goal is to empower them rather than to impose your own solutions. Thank you. That's really helpful. I've also noticed how critical thinking skills are essential in effective communication. It's not just about understanding what's being said, but also about analyzing and evaluating information and forming well-reasoned arguments.
I completely agree. Critical thinking is crucial for navigating complex conversations and making informed decisions. It's a skill that anyone can develop through practice and conscious effort. Speaking of business, I've been reflecting on some key learning points from our recent negotiation workshop. Developing strong business vocabulary is essential for clear and effective communication. Understanding industry-specific terms and phrases allows you to convey complex concepts with precision.
Absolutely. And negotiation strategies are equally important. Being able to identify your objectives, prepare concessions, and communicate your position effectively can make a world of difference in achieving favorable outcomes.
I'd also add persuasive language techniques to the mix. Using persuasive language can help you present your ideas in a way that resonates with others, building consensus and increasing the likelihood of reaching an agreement.
Those are all excellent points. I've found that combining these skills can be incredibly valuable in both professional and personal interactions.
Glad to hear it. And on that note, how about we switch gears and chat about requesting and offering help?
I'm all ears. I find that effective communication is just as important in seeking or providing assistance. Being clear about your needs or the help you can offer and using polite language can make a big difference in getting the support you need or providing it effectively.
Speaking of requesting help, I've noticed it's especially important to be mindful of cultural norms. In some cultures, it's common to be direct and assertive, while in others, it's more polite to be indirect and humble.
True. It's always worth doing a bit of research before reaching out for help in a new setting. And when offering help, it's important to be respectful of the other person's time and boundaries.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears again and talk about something that's been on my mind. Consensus-building strategies.
I'm glad you brought that up. Finding common ground and building consensus is crucial for effective teamwork and decision-making.
Right? And it all starts with good communication. Persuasive techniques can be very effective in helping us convey our ideas and influence others, but it's equally important to engage in respectful dialogue.
I agree. Listening actively, seeking to understand different perspectives, and being willing to compromise are essential for building consensus.
So, reflecting on what we've discussed today, I think one of the key takeaways is the importance of understanding cultural norms when requesting or offering help.
Definitely. Being aware of cultural differences allows us to navigate interactions more effectively and avoid any potential misunderstandings.
Another crucial point is the significance of persuasive techniques and respectful dialogue in consensus building.
Yes, it's not just about conveying our ideas, but also about creating a space for open exchange and consideration of diverse perspectives.
And let's not forget the importance of good communication in all of this. Without clear and respectful dialogue, consensus building becomes much more challenging.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift gears again and talk about something else that's been on my mind: career-related conversations. Shifting gears to career conversations, I was thinking about the importance of accurately describing our job duties when discussing our roles.
Oh yes, clearly outlining our responsibilities helps others understand the scope of our work and appreciate our contributions.
And while we're on the topic of discussing our roles, sharing our career goals is equally important. It gives others insights into our aspirations and helps us plan for our future growth.
Absolutely. Sharing our achievements is also a crucial part of career conversations. It showcases our skills, abilities, and the value we bring to our organizations.
Yes, and let's not forget the significance of providing constructive feedback. Not only does it help others improve their performance, but it also fosters a collaborative and supportive work environment. Shifting gears to career conversations, I was thinking about the importance of accurately describing our job duties when discussing our roles.
Oh yes, clearly outlining our responsibilities helps others understand the scope of our work and appreciate our contributions.
And while we're on the topic of discussing our roles, sharing our career goals is equally important. It gives others insights into our aspirations and helps us plan for our future growth.
Absolutely. Sharing our achievements is also a crucial part of career conversations. It showcases our skills, abilities, and the value we bring to our organizations.
Yes, and let's not forget the significance of providing constructive feedback. Not only does it help others improve their performance, but it also fosters a collaborative and supportive work environment.
Speaking of feedback, I think it's just as important to be receptive to feedback ourselves.
Definitely. Being open to feedback shows that we're willing to learn and grow.
And it creates a positive cycle where everyone is constantly striving to improve.
So, in summary, having open and honest discussions about our roles, goals, and performance can help us grow both professionally and personally.
Absolutely. It's all about creating a collaborative and supportive environment where everyone can thrive.
I couldn't agree more. I'm excited to see how these conversations continue to shape our careers. Descriptive vocabulary. The conversation uses descriptive language to accurately convey the importance of various aspects of career conversations, such as outlining job duties, sharing career goals, and providing constructive feedback. Physical appearance terminology. This aspect is not addressed in the conversation. Sensitivity in language. The conversation maintains a respectful and professional tone throughout, avoiding offensive or inappropriate language. Shifting gears to another topic, I was thinking about the importance of good communication in our personal lives.
Oh yes, clear and effective communication is vital for building and maintaining healthy relationships.
It allows us to express our thoughts and feelings accurately and helps others understand our perspectives.
And it's not just about speaking. Active listening is equally important.
Absolutely. Paying attention to what others have to say and demonstrating that we've understood their message shows respect and empathy.
Speaking of empathy, being able to put ourselves in others' shoes is a key factor in effective communication.
Yes, it helps us understand their motivations and perspectives, even if we don't agree with them.
And when we encounter disagreements, having healthy conflict resolution skills is essential.
So true. Being able to resolve conflicts respectfully and find common ground strengthens our relationships.
In conclusion, good communication is the foundation for building and maintaining strong and fulfilling personal connections. Descriptive vocabulary. The conversation uses descriptive language to accurately convey the significance of various aspects of good communication, such as clear expression, active listening, empathy, and conflict resolution. Physical appearance terminology. This aspect is not addressed in the conversation. Sensitivity in language. The conversation maintains a respectful and supportive tone throughout, avoiding offensive or inappropriate language. Shifting gears to another topic. Have you heard about the new hiking trail that opened up near town?
Oh no, I haven't. That sounds so cool.
It's unreal. The views are breathtaking, and it's not too challenging either.
I'm totally up for that. Let's check it out this weekend.
Sick. I'll bring the snacks and water.
Sounds like a plan. I can't wait. Leisure-related vocabulary. The conversation incorporates terms related to outdoor activities, such as hiking, scenic views, and trails. Informal language. The dialogue uses informal language, including slang and colloquial expressions, such as unreal, too cool, totally up for that, and sick. Expressing enthusiasm. The speakers use enthusiastic and excited language to convey their interest in the hiking trail and the prospect of exploring it together. Speaking of enthusiasm, I've been really into this new fitness class I started taking.
Oh really? What kind of class is it?
It's a dance class, but it's not like traditional ballet or anything. It's more like free-form dancing with lots of hip-hop and street dance moves.
That sounds awesome. I'd love to try that sometime.
You totally should. It's so much fun. And it's a great workout too. Emotional expression. The speakers share their feelings of excitement and enthusiasm about the hiking trail and the fitness class. Negotiating plans. They make plans to check out the hiking trail together and discuss the possibility of trying the dance class. Informal language. The dialogue continues to use informal language, including slang and colloquial expressions, such as totally should, Awesome, and free-form dancing. Yeah, I'm really glad I found this class. It's helped me get more in touch with my body and my creativity.
That's great. I've always been interested in dance, but I've never had the courage to take a class.
You should definitely give it a try. It's so liberating, and it's not as difficult as you might think.
I might just do that. Thanks for the encouragement.
I think so too. It's important to be able to express our emotions in a healthy way.
I agree. When we bottle up our emotions, it can lead to all sorts of problems.
Exactly. It's important to be able to talk about our feelings with someone we trust.
Yeah, and it's also important to be able to listen to what others are feeling.
Absolutely. Communication is key in any relationship.
I'm glad we're able to talk about this. It's important stuff. An error occurred. Invalid operation. The response.text quick accessor requires the response to contain a valid part, but none were returned. Please check the candidate.safety_ratings to determine if the response was blocked. I'm not sure what you mean. Can you please rephrase your question? Sorry for the confusion. I'm still under development and learning to be more informative and comprehensive. Could you please provide me with an example of a natural conversation that lasts for 1 minute? So, I'm thinking of taking a trip to Italy next summer.
That sounds amazing. Italy is on my bucket list too.
I've always wanted to visit the Colosseum and the Amalfi Coast.
Me too. I've heard so many wonderful things about the food and culture.
I'm thinking of renting a car and driving around the country. It would be a great way to explore at our own pace.
That's a great idea. I've heard the roads are beautiful, especially in Tuscany.
I'm still in the planning stages, but I'll be sure to keep you updated.
Awesome. I'd love to hear all about it.
I completely agree. Italy is such a beautiful and fascinating country.
Absolutely. I've always been drawn to its rich history and vibrant culture.
I'm a bit torn between visiting in the summer or the fall. What do you think?
I'd say the fall would be ideal. The weather is still pleasant, but not as hot and crowded as the summer.
That's a good point. I'll definitely consider that.
And if you're interested in food, the fall is known for its grape harvest and culinary festivals.
Oh, that sounds tempting. I love trying local cuisine when I travel.
Me too. And Italy is a foodie's paradise.
Well, it looks like the fall it is then. I can't wait to experience all that Italy has to offer. I'm really excited about the upcoming release of the new Marvel movie.
Me too. I've been following the trailers and it looks like it's going to be epic.
I've been a fan of Marvel movies for years, and I'm always impressed by their storytelling and special effects.
I agree. They've really mastered the art of creating superhero characters that people connect with.
I'm curious to see how they're going to handle the new villains in this movie. I've heard they're supposed to be really complex and menacing.
That's what I'm looking forward to as well. I love when superhero movies challenge the traditional good versus evil dynamic.
It's refreshing to see the heroes facing obstacles that aren't just physical threats.
Absolutely. It makes the movies more relatable and thought-provoking.
I can't wait to see it on the big screen. The visuals are going to be mind-blowing.
Me too. It's going to be a cinematic experience I won't forget.
Have you seen the news about the recent scientific breakthrough?
Yes. It's fascinating how they've managed to develop a new material that's both ultra-strong and biodegradable.
It could have revolutionary implications for a wide range of industries.
I agree. I'm especially excited about its potential in the construction industry.
It's a major step forward in sustainability and reducing our carbon footprint.
Absolutely. I hope it leads to more innovations in sustainable technologies.
But some experts are saying that it might not be as environmentally friendly as we think. They're worried about the potential for microplastic pollution.
That's a valid concern. It's important to weigh the potential benefits against the risks before widespread adoption.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers. We need to have an informed debate about the pros and cons.
I couldn't agree more. Open and rational discussions are crucial for making sound decisions.
Have you seen the news about the recent scientific breakthrough?
Yes. It's fascinating how they've managed to develop a new material that's both ultra-strong and biodegradable.
It could have revolutionary implications for a wide range of industries.
I agree. I'm especially excited about its potential in the construction industry.
It's a major step forward in sustainability and reducing our carbon footprint.
Absolutely. I hope it leads to more innovations in sustainable technologies.
But some experts are saying that it might not be as environmentally friendly as we think. They're worried about the potential for microplastic pollution.
That's a valid concern. It's important to weigh the potential benefits against the risks before widespread adoption.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers. We need to have an informed debate about the pros and cons.
I couldn't agree more. Open and rational discussions are crucial for making sound decisions.
What's your favorite genre of movies?
I'm a big fan of science fiction. I love stories that explore the possibilities of the future and the unknown.
I can relate to that. I'm always drawn to movies that make me think about the world in new ways.
Me too. I especially enjoy films that deal with complex ethical and social issues. They make me question my own beliefs and values.
Have you seen the new movie Arrival? It's a sci-fi film that tackles the themes of communication and understanding.
Yes, I loved it. It was thought-provoking and emotionally powerful. The visuals were also stunning.
I agree. It's one of those movies that stays with you long after you've seen it. I highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys sci-fi with a philosophical twist. I'm also partial to dark comedies. I find them to be a refreshing blend of humor and social commentary.
Oh, I love dark comedies too. They can be so insightful and clever. Do you have any recommendations?
Definitely. I highly recommend The Death of Stalin. It's a hilarious satire about the power struggles within the Soviet Union after Stalin's death.
Sounds intriguing. I'll add it to my watch list.
Another one you might enjoy is Dr. Strangelove. It's a classic black comedy about nuclear war. It's both darkly funny and terrifyingly relevant. What are your thoughts on the current trend of streaming services?
I'm conflicted. On the one hand, I love the convenience of having access to a vast library of content. On the other hand, I'm concerned about the impact on traditional movie theaters.
I understand your concerns. I think there's a place for both streaming services and movie theaters. They offer different experiences and appeal to different audiences.
That's a fair point. I guess it's up to individuals to decide what they prefer.
Exactly. It's great to have options. I'm curious about your opinion on the recent political developments.
I'm not sure what to make of them. It's hard to keep up with all the news and misinformation.
I agree. It's important to stay informed, but it can be overwhelming at times.
Right? I feel like I need a whole team of researchers to help me sort through everything.
Well, it's okay not to have all the answers. As long as we're willing to listen to different perspectives and make informed decisions, we can navigate the complexities of the world. So, where's your next adventure taking you?
I'm heading to Thailand in a couple of weeks. I've always wanted to visit the temples and beaches.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I went there last year. You'll have a blast.
Any recommendations for must-see places?
Definitely visit the Grand Palace in Bangkok. It's a magnificent complex with stunning architecture. And don't miss the floating markets in Damnon Saduak. They're a great way to experience local culture.
Thanks for the tips. I'll make sure to check those out. What about you? Any travel plans on the horizon?
I'm planning a road trip through the American Southwest next month. I'm excited to explore the national parks and canyons.
That sounds like an epic adventure. I've been wanting to do something similar. Maybe we can connect when you're back and share some travel stories.
I can't wait to see the Grand Canyon. I've heard it's breathtaking.
I bet. I've been lucky enough to see it twice, and it never fails to amaze me. The scale and beauty are just mind-boggling.
I'm also really looking forward to visiting Zion National Park. I've seen some incredible photos of the Red Rock formations.
Zion is gorgeous. Make sure you hike Angel's Landing if you have the chance. It's challenging, but the views from the top are worth every step.
Thanks for the tip. I'll definitely add it to my itinerary. I can't wait to see what else the Southwest has in store for me.
Have a fantastic time. Let me know if you need any other recommendations. I'd be happy to help.
By the way, I wanted to apologize for snapping at you earlier. I shouldn't have taken my stress out on you.
No worries, I understand. We all have bad days sometimes.
I appreciate that. I'm still trying to figure out how to handle stress in a healthier way.
Stress can definitely be a challenge. Maybe we could talk about some coping mechanisms sometime?
That would be great. I could really use some advice.
I'm here for you. Just let me know when you're ready to chat.
Thanks, I will. I also wanted to address something else that's been on my mind. I sometimes feel like I'm overstepping my boundaries with you.
How so?
Well, I notice that you don't always reach out to me, and I sometimes wonder if I'm being too pushy.
I understand. I'm an introvert, so I do need some time to myself sometimes. But I want to reassure you that I value our friendship and enjoy spending time with you.
That's good to know. I just didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Don't worry, you're not. Just let me know if you ever need some space, and I'll respect that.
Thanks for setting that clear for me. I appreciate your honesty.
Of course. It's important to communicate openly and honestly in any friendship. That way, we can both feel comfortable and respected.
I agree. I'm glad we had this conversation. It's helped me to feel more secure in our friendship.
Me too. Now, let's get back to that movie we were talking about earlier.
Expressing gratitude, acknowledging honesty, maintaining open communication. So, about that email I sent you earlier.
What about it?
I realized I made a mistake in the subject line. It should have said meeting instead of meeting notes.
Oh, that's no problem. I figured it out from the context.
Thanks. I'm still getting used to the new email system.
It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Just remember to double-check your emails before sending them.
I will. Speaking of emails, I've been trying to improve my writing techniques. Do you have any tips?
Sure. First, always start with a clear and concise subject line. Then, organize your email logically, using paragraphs and bullet points for clarity. Finally, proofread your email carefully before sending it.
Those are great tips. I'll definitely try them out. Acknowledging mistakes, asking for advice, providing constructive criticism, improving communication skills. I've noticed that a lot of people these days are glued to their phones when they're on the bus. Do you think that's rude?
It can be, yes. Especially if they're talking loudly or using their phones for things that could be disruptive to other passengers, like watching videos or playing games.
I agree. I think it's important to be mindful of those around us when we're in public spaces.
Exactly. We should all try to be respectful of each other's space and time.
What do you think is the best way to communicate with someone on public transportation?
I think it's best to keep our voices down and avoid having loud conversations. We should also try to make eye contact and smile when engaging with others.
Those are good tips. I'll keep them in mind next time I'm on public transportation. Public transportation etiquette. Showing respect for fellow passengers. Communicating effectively in public spaces. I think it's also important to be aware of our body language on public transportation.
Absolutely. We shouldn't spread out too much or take up more space than necessary. It's considerate to leave room for others.
And if we're carrying bags or backpacks, we should make sure they're not blocking the aisles or doorways.
Right. It's all about being mindful of those around us. Even something as simple as holding the door open for someone behind us can make a difference.
True. Small acts of kindness can go a long way in creating a more positive and respectful environment on public transportation. Speaking of public transit, how about the weather we've been having? It's been rather unpredictable lately.
Tell me about it. One minute it's pouring down rain, and the next it's clear as day. It's like Mother Nature is playing a game with us.
I know, right? It's hard to keep up with. I've had to carry an umbrella everywhere I go, just in case.
Same here. It's gotten to the point where I'm starting to think I'm cursed or something. But hey, at least it's not snowing. That would be a whole other level of misery.
True. I'm already dreading the thought of winter. I love the snow, but it can be such a pain to deal with when you're trying to get around. Yeah, the snow can be pretty brutal, especially when it's followed by ice. That's when the real danger starts.
Absolutely. I remember last winter, we had a huge ice storm that knocked out our power for days. It was freezing.
Oh no, that sounds terrible. I'm so glad we haven't had anything like that this year.
Me too. Knock on wood. But I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Winter in the city is always unpredictable.
Yeah, you can say that again. But hey, at least we're not in the Midwest. They get some crazy weather out there.
True. I've heard stories about blizzards that can bury your car in seconds. That's not my idea of fun.
No kidding. I'll take our unpredictable weather any day over that. So, what do you like to do for fun when you're not freezing your toes off?
Oh, I have quite a few hobbies. I love to paint, read, and play the guitar. What about you?
I'm more of a sports guy. I play basketball and tennis, and I'm also learning how to golf.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to learn how to play golf. Do you have any tips for a beginner?
Sure. The most important thing is to have fun and not get too frustrated. It takes time to develop a good swing. And don't be afraid to ask for help from a pro or an experienced golfer.
Thanks. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'm really excited to give it a try.
I'm sure you'll love it. It's a great way to get some exercise and fresh air.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking for some new painting supplies. Can you recommend any good art stores in the area?
Absolutely. There's a great store called the Art Depot downtown. They have a wide selection of supplies and the staff is very knowledgeable.
Thanks so much. I'll check it out.
No problem. I'm always happy to help out a fellow artist.
You know, I've been meaning to start painting again. I used to love it when I was younger.
That's great. I encourage you to give it another try. It's a great way to relax and express yourself.
I'm just not sure where to start. I've forgotten everything I knew.
Don't worry, it's like riding a bike. You'll quickly get back into the swing of things. And if you need any help, just let me know.
That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Have you heard about the new movie that's coming out next month?
No, what's it about?
It's a science fiction movie set in a post-apocalyptic world. It looks really interesting.
That sounds exciting. I love science fiction movies. Who stars in it?
It's got some big names like Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep.
Wow, that's an impressive cast. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year.
I'm sure it will be. I love these kinds of movies where you can just escape reality for a while.
Me too. It's so much fun to get lost in a different world.
Absolutely. Well, I should probably be getting back to work now.
Okay, talk to you later.
So, I'm thinking about going on a road trip next month. Have you ever done anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I did a road trip from California to Oregon a few years ago. It was so much fun.
That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to do a road trip. Do you have any suggestions on where to go?
Well, it really depends what you're interested in. If you're into nature, I'd recommend the Pacific Coast Highway. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I love nature, so that sounds perfect. How long did it take you to do the whole trip?
We did it in about a week, but you could take longer if you wanted to.
I think I'm going to start planning my trip. Thanks for the suggestion.
No problem. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Great. I'm definitely going to check out the Pacific Coast Highway.
It's really worth it. You'll love it.
I'm starting to get excited about this trip. I can't wait to see the ocean and the mountains.
Me too. It's going to be an amazing adventure.
I'm going to start planning my route and figuring out where I'm going to stay.
That's great. I can help you with that if you need me to.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I'll let you know if I have any questions. Speaking of planning, I'm also thinking about bringing my camera to capture all the beautiful scenery.
That's a great idea. I love taking pictures on road trips. You can get some really stunning shots of the coastline.
I'm not a professional photographer by any means, but I enjoy taking pictures as a hobby.
That's all that matters. The important thing is to capture the memories and share them with others.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area, but I was wondering if you could recommend any specific spots for taking pictures?
I'd be happy to. There's this one spot I know that has an incredible view of the Pacific Ocean. It's a bit of a hidden gem, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much for the offer.
No problem at all. I'm always happy to help. Let's finish up this hike, and then we can head over there.
Sounds like a plan. I'll make sure to bring an extra battery for my camera, just in case.
Great thinking. And I'll bring a blanket and some snacks, so we can enjoy the view for a while.
Speaking of persuasive techniques, how do you usually approach a situation where you need to build consensus with someone who has a different perspective?
It's all about finding common ground. Start by identifying areas of agreement, even small ones. Then, focus on framing your argument in a way that highlights the benefits to both parties. Be respectful of their viewpoint and try to understand their motivations.
That makes sense. And what about dealing with difficult people? How can we maintain a respectful dialogue while still getting our point across?
Active listening